last time. So this is my working sheet, which I keep track of all the experience. It automatically figures out what level you are by looking up. I don't know if you need to zoom in on this. But what it does is it sums up the totals so that how many adventures you've been in, how many adventures total, and so on. And I will be posting this up on Google Drive somewhere. I'll post that. But this is how I keep track of the experience and who's got what and so on. So
well,
that's
totally,
yeah. So
that answers my question.
all right. So let me do this. Let me try and reach out. I was trying to reach out to Chris, which gives me, okay, communities. And
my second question about that email was, you said I received a payment on my arrival. Did I receive that
yeah,
as I got off the ship?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
What happens is you each have I think 1,000 gold pieces. So
okay.
So each of you can so you're not terribly hurting for money. Okay, come on, can't I can't figure out how I have not used. Well, I'll try inviting her one more time. So let's KHRY. So invitation. Does anybody have her? I can't get into Google Chat. Oh well. So how do I get to chat? Google keeps rearranging things, and I can't find things anymore because I haven't been using them in a while. So does anybody have Chris on chat? Let's see if she can ping her.
Right now.
What?
I said I'm doing it right now. I'm trying to text her.
Text her, great. All right. And so I've sent her a couple of emails, so that should show up. So last time, well, first off, I apologize if I haven't read any emails that anybody sent me. So is there anything that I need to answer before we get going?
Yeah, I emailed you a question about my character.
Okay, let me see if I can pull that up.
Just a clarification issue.
Sure. And it's just been... Yeah, okay. There about was that about the weapon? No.
No.
Okay. Oh, okay, sure. Not the changing from the axe, yeah. Not a well.
No, that's not me. I didn't change my weapon. It was about my archetype.
Archetype. Okay. How much? Oh, okay. So resistance to damage. This gets into the. Okay, so let's see if I can find that in D&D Beyond. Okay. So let's share my screen. This is always interesting to go find. Let's see. Resistance. Okay, search. Oh, come on. Search. There we go. Damage resistance. So what this says, some creatures are, okay. Vulnerable reply. For example, a creature has a resistance to bludgeoning damage. That attack deals 25 bludgeoning. Also, let's see. Okay. Resistance and the vulnerability are applied after other modifiers to damage. Where a creature has a resistance to bludgeoning damage and is hit by attack, 25 bludgeoning damage. The first is reduced to 5. So, 10 damage. So in essence, is that all that's there about resistance? Resistance, damage resistance, player's handbook. Dropping to 0 hit points. So let's see. Damage resistance and vulnerability. Has resistance to a damage type. Okay. If a creature has resistance to a damage type, damage of that type is halved against it. So what happens is that it says that if you've got resistance to a particular type of damage, you only take half the damage that you normally would. Okay?
Sweet.
Okay. So that covers what?
Yeah, so while raging, I get half damage done against me, unless it's psychic damage.
Okay. So William said he'd be late. So the party is down by the docks. You've headed back down by the docks. This was my recollection. After killing one of the street urchins, everybody headed down to the docks, and you're down there, and the
Bofu killed the street urchin. Make that clear.
With one
Bofu.
hit from a rock.
I had nothing to do with it. I don't know him.
Yeah, I understand. You don't know him. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much where we left off. I think we secured the room for one more day. He killed that kid, and we bailed, headed off to work.
Yep.
All right.
After intimidating the rest of the urchins.
What?
After intimidating the rest of the urchins.
Yes, and you intimidated the rest of the urchins, so they ran away and didn't pursue you. So let me see if I've got this right. Who is here? So we've got Barbos, Bofu, and Darla. Okay. All right. So you're back down by the docks, and the overseer, who is anyway, so you're back down by the docks, and the overseer is there, and he goes, so you're back. So another ship had come in. I have one question for who was the question? The question was for Did yesterday in our last game? It was who was down the hold? That was Bofu, right? Barbos. Barbos, did you get my text message when we were gaming last time?
No.
Okay. I was wondering about that because you didn't reply and I didn't. Well, all right. So it's out. So I'll just mention it. While you were, one of the things that happened in the when you were digging through the loading the stuff into the wheelbarrows, you found a pendant.
Yeah, you already told me that.
Oh, I did tell you that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So that one, I thought I said that. Okay. Well, whatever. So, that was one of the things that was there. All right. So you're back digging down. I'm assuming you're back doing what we've done before, which was unloading the muck in the bottom of the hold for this ship that had come in, filled with, shall we say, dead things. And oh, come on. Okay. So you're back digging through the hold, and I apologize. I should have created this. I would just not. Trying to get where I need to be. There. Save. Okay, so you're digging through the hold, loading the stuff back up in the wheelbarrows and taking it back up into the warehouse with and loading it into the two cauldrons. And so who's okay? So we've got Barbos down loading this up. So we got Bafu and Darla. So Darla, as you're coming into the warehouse with your wheelbarrow, you hear the overseer and one of his workers talking, and he goes, "How long do we have to let this stuff rot?" And the overseer says, "Well, normally once it's full, we let it steep for a month before we drain it." And the guy goes, "Oh God, that's bad." He says, "Well, we got these guys here. They seem to be loading this up quickly." And he says, "Yeah, but then okay." So you hear them just talking about loading this stuff up, and just before you start to dump the stuff into the wheelbarrow full of stuff into the big crock thing, one of them says, "Oh, wait a second, we gotta cover the other stuff first." So a guy drags up this 50-pound bag and opens it up, and he's dumping, and it smells like salt, looks like salt, but it's this grayish salt. And he's pouring this all over, your first load that's in there. And, but it doesn't, the air doesn't take, if you've ever poured a large amount of salt, it gets into the air and it doesn't taste, the air, it tastes somewhat salty, but it's also got a strong bitter taste. and he's pouring this over the
Air metallic.
Yeah, and he looks at Darla and goes, "Yeah, I got to season the stuff so it'll ripen correctly." And so while he empties out the 50-pound bag on one side, and you would dump the stuff in, and you see him go over and do the same thing on the other side. So you hear the guy, the overseer, better wash your hands off after that. You don't want to leave any of that on your hands. So anyway, you're offloading these things here. About this time, as your Darla's coming back and Bofu is heading off with a load full of stuff. Who was it that killed the urchin?
Bofu.
Bofu, yes.
Bofu.
So as you've got a load of a wheelbarrow full of stuff, and you're heading off to the warehouse to empty your load, because you've known what about the Marazzer from before, this tall woman wearing Marazzer armor, and she comes walking up to Bofu and said, "I understand you caused some commotion a little bit ago."
Purely an accident, I assure you.
Say again? Sorry, is Bofu not available right now? Okay, so anyway, so Bofu is busy when
Oh, he's gone now.
he's gone. Okay. So are you back? Okay.
Yes.
So this tall, thin woman, she's a bit older. She's probably in her 30s, maybe in her 40s, and she walks up to Bofu and says, "I understand you caused a bit of commotion today."
Purely accidental, I assure you.
Well, we've had a report that you slaughtered someone in the street.
They threw a rock at me, I threw it straight back. What happened after that, I do not know. People just started calling me a murderer.
Well, people normally just don't call people a murderer for no reason.
Yeah, like I said, I suspect, but I don't know.
So what do you suspect?
That I killed someone. Accidentally, of course.
Accidentally. So you just accidentally killed someone, and you didn't stick around to talk to the city guard or to us.
I was late for my job.
You were late for your job. Well, I would like you to come on into the garrison so we could have a discussion about this.
Can I wait for after my job? They kind of need me here.
She holds her nose a bit and goes, okay, what time do you get off?
I tell her.
And she says, okay, we'll be waiting for you.
You can wait right over there, as far as I care.
What?
You can wait right over there, as far as I care.
No, she says, we'll know. So we'll be expecting you. And so she leaves and says, just ask for directions of anyone to the garrison, and they'll tell you how to get there. So she walks away. You notice that the way she walks is also almost like a bit of a dance. She's very graceful, and so she wanders. She disappears off in the distance. So I assume you go and unload your load of.
I get back to hauling up the stuff because that's what I was doing last time.
Yes.
The two people that were hauling were the
Okay.
Hunter's character and
And Darla. Okay. So you've dug through some of the stuff, and you keep continuing on. I had something for another character. So you're offloading this stuff, and as Barbos, you're continue to load the things into the barrel. And one of the things I'd mentioned the other day that they had like a beak, and that its one eye is gone, but its other eye opens up at you, and you hear it as you're dumping it into the wheelbarrow. It makes this cheeping sound, like, and looks up at you. So what do you do?
It's none of my business. I just keep working.
Your business. So Barbos loads it into the thing, and then it comes up, and Bofu, you're unloading it from the bucket that's coming up from the hold into the wheelbarrow for Darla, and you see something in the wheelbarrow. You see this thing in the wheelbarrow moving, so it's you two. What does Darla and Bofu decide? Do you do anything with this?
Yesterday at work, I was to put them out of their misery. Now the less of these I touch, the better, because the smell is horrific. So I'm just going to ignore it.
Just going
and haul it in.
Okay, so you're okay. So you haul it up to the, and when you dump it into the crock, it reaches up with this hand. It's got 3 fingers and a thumb, and it just barely grabs hold of the edge, and it looks up you with its eye and blinks at you, and cheeps. It moans a bit. Now it only has one arm, and no legs, and the it's missing an eye, and it looks up at you and blinks and cheeps. And what do you do?
I'll take my dagger and just plop. Just kind of pop it in the head.
Okay.
And there's like, ugh.
All right. So, this goes on for a while as you continue on, and unloading this stuff, and it gets to lunchtime, like normal. And so what happens is they tell you there's the table with some food over there. So you break for lunch, and while you're while you're eating lunch, this human comes walking up the beach. Now, he's got the thing that you notice about him that's most specific, that is, shall we say, a bit unusual, is that his not very good looking, because his nose is gone, and most of his nose is gone, and what's left is held on through. He's got a pin through what's left of the cartilage, holding this silver fake nose. So
Can I touch it?
so he comes walking up, and he has this, his voice sounds a little odd. You can tell that he's had some trauma. And he goes, "Is the food good?" And so you want to reach over and try and touch his nose?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me...
To his question, I answer. I mean, it is what it is. It's bread. It's cheese. What are you gonna do?
Okay, so I want to touch his nose. He goes, "Oh," he says, "so you like my nose, huh?"
I do. It's very shiny.
It's very shiny. I try to keep it clean. So,
Well,
so
you
do
do
you
a
like?
good job.
So do you like to? So I guess you like to keep your nose out of other people's business too, don't you?
Depends.
Ah, depends. This is. You're a strong one. They told me that that you guys didn't mind some of the dirtier jobs. So, are you interested in making a little bit more money than this job pays?
How much more?
Well, it depends upon how how well you work.
Does it smell better? I mean, maybe you can't tell because of that. This job stinks.
Well, yes, this job does stink. Even I can tell a little bit about that. This job smells a little bit better. Smells a little bit better. Not much, but some.
At least that's an improvement.
So he said, he says, where are you staying?
Oh, goodness. What is the name of that place?
The
Drunken Builders Tavern.
Yeah, Drunken
Yeah, the
Builders.
Drunken Builders Tavern.
He said, okay, I'll meet you in the morning, and we'll have something a little bit different for you to do. And he says, and if you don't like it, you can always come back here. I'm sure they'll have more work of this type here. And so he says, I'll see you in the morning. And walks away. And so he walks away, and he says, last thing he says, oh, and tell the overseer, he says, that you may have a different job in the morning, and that Eddie may have something for you. And so the day goes on, relatively uneventful, continuing on. You do find another pendant that, just like before, similar pendant that you're not really sure what they are. And so at the end of the day, you finished work. What do you guys do?
So I have 2 of those pendants now?
Yes.
Okay.
Bofu's going to head for the garrison, like he's supposed to.
Like he's supposed to. Okay, so is the rest of the party going to go with Bofu, or are they going to go back to the tavern?
I'll go with them.
I'm going to go on the way, trying to find a store that sells really strong perfume.
As you approach the doors to any place that would, they just lock up the doors, and they don't want to. You can tell they don't want to deal with you as you currently smell.
Okay, I see. I'm going to have to use a private personal shopper for this. Yes.
So anyway, so you come up to the garrison, and as you approach the garrison, it's a large building that probably had been a warehouse or something previously, and had been repurposed into some garrison. In front of the staked out in front of the garrison is a Tronlith. Now, for those of you who are new to the World of Tiglath, a Tronlith, imagine a Triceratops that is a mammal. The legs are a bit longer. There's a row of spikes down the back spine. They're like I guess it was Stegosaurus. It's like that. You can tell the males from the females because the spikes go all the way down, and the female go to about halfway down, and then it's smooth. The Marazzer have the Tronlith are associated with the Marazzer. That was one of the ways that they won the war, was because they had massive formations of Tronlith. Now this one is, shall we say, a medium-sized Tronlith. As you approach, their legs are a bit taller, but they're than what you'd see on a Triceratops. They're taller. The Tronlith, you can tell, smells you. You know, and it's getting a little antsy. And the Marazzer guards are going, as you approach this compound, the Marazzer guards, what are you here for?
I was told to come here after I finished my job.
You were told to come here. So he goes in, he goes up and steps into the building, and out comes the same woman, Sophronia, and she looks at it. I like people who obey orders. And she said, but I can't. He says, yeah, I can't let you go in smelling like that. So she says, why don't we step over here to the side of the building? And
right, I follow you.
So you follow her, and there's an opening down into the not an opening. You know, it's like the basement. What's the entrance to get down into the basement on the side? And she motions the guards, and they open that up, and it says, why don't you just step down there and I'll follow you. I'll be in with you in a few minutes.
He's like, you first.
And she said, like I said, I like people who follow orders. Go on now.
He's gonna tap it. He's gonna tap that insignia. Asura division don't always follow orders.
Which insignia?
My mercenary insignia.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you don't want to cooperate. Is that what I'm understanding?
I'm just not gonna blindly follow orders. That's all I'm saying. I didn't get to be this rank, and I point to my rank insignia of a lieutenant by blindly following orders.
She says, that means nothing to me. Nothing at all. And she looks over at one of the guards and says, maybe you should help him down into the basement. So the guard stands. The guard goes, you were asked politely. Do you want to be polite and obey the lady? Or do you need some help? At about this time, because he's talking a little bit louder, 4 more Marazzer guards step around from behind and in front and say, your call.
Yeah, he's starting to chuckle. He's going to turn to the lady and go, do you know what the Asura division is?
And at this point, she points to another guy and go. And about this time, stepping around behind this is now the Tronlith on a leash. And the guy's going, I suggest you step down.
Ladies first.
The lady looks at you. She said, if you insist, and she snaps her fingers. All right. Roll initiative.
So glad I left you guys alone. So yeah, Darla, since she's not getting any help with her perfume, she's gonna take a long walk home and pick any fragrant flowers
Okay.
and just collect as many as she can so she can scrub with them.
10.
Okay. So you get to go first.
You want me to roll too?
Well, it depends upon what
Only if
you're
you're
doing.
with me.
Are you? So Darla went some other way, and
Yeah, I went with him.
you went with Darla.
No, I went with
Oh,
Bofu.
Bofu? Oh, okay. This could be. This could get. Yes.
Interesting now.
Let's see. Okay. All right. So, okay, so what do you do?
I want to help Bofu.
Okay, but what does Bofu do? He's got the initiative.
Bofu's gonna rage.
Okay. So, okay. All right. So you're going to rage. That's your first action. And then what? So isn't that, do you get two actions?
I
It's
get
raging a
to
bonus
make.
action.
Say again?
It says raging is it a bonus action?
Okay. So then what, after you rage, what do you do?
Intimidate.
Oh. Okay. Nothing happens to the Marazzer. Now, that's the end of your actions, correct?
After drawing my great axe.
Okay. So, the
Meanwhile,
Tronlith,
he's laughing maniacally.
charges you. What's your armor class?
20.
He hits you for 45 points of damage.
Jeez.
And now the Tronlith is stomping up and down on your body, inflicting. That was his charge, and then he
He only
stomps.
does half damage.
Okay, so you take 23 or 22.
The fuck is this shit?
22 points of damage, and then he's stomping on top, up and down on you. And normally he gets 4 stomps, Normally a stomp would give you 10 points of damage each, but he only gives you 5, so you take another 20. So you still take the 45. And you're prone. Are you alive?
All right.
How many hit
Is it my
points?
turn again?
Yes.
I'm down to 43. I
Okay.
lost almost half.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna lay down my axe because that dude hits too hard.
What?
I'm gonna surrender.
You're going to surrender. They back the Tronlith back off of you, and 2 guards pick up your damaged body and throw you down the stairs into the basement. Now, that was Bofu, right?
Yeah, Bofu.
And what happened to, I know Darla went her way. What happened to Barbos?
I went with Bofu.
So you go down so you walk down the basement, or
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk down.
just going to walk down the basement. So you walk down in the basement, and it's relatively dark down here. It's the basement. And a guard strikes up comes in with a torch and says, points to 2 chairs. Well, he points to a chair, and he says, oh, well, we have a guest also. So he goes and gets another stool. Says, have a seat. So do you 2 sit down? And
Yeah, I just sit down.
okay. So the lady comes down, and she's standing there. Actually, it says the fact that you're alive is sort of impressive. Didn't expect that. Oh, well, we can always make some adjustments. So, tell me, why should I let you live? Hello?
One moment, AFK.
Okay.
I didn't do anything.
I did nothing wrong.
Didn't do nothing.
Is that what Bofu says?
That's what Barbo says.
That's what Barbo says. So it says, you didn't do nothing, huh? So,
No, I was just following Bofu.
you should be more careful about who you follow. And then she looks at Bofu and says, why should I let you live?
It was an accident. I didn't mean to kill that child.
But that isn't a reason that I accept. Why should you be allowed to live? You disobeyed an order.
You are not my
Why?
superior. You are not a member of my Grimblades.
Is there anyone else down here in the basement?
Some more guards.
Oh, okay.
she looks at both and says, "You just don't seem to understand. You have to learn everything the hard way, don't you?" Sort of a shame. You were interesting. The fact that you survived the charge of the Tronlith. But life is rough. So she looks at you dead in the eyes and goes, "I'm a Marazzer. I don't care about any of those people you associate with. Tell me why a Marazzer should let a piece of Greth scum live."
He's going to reach up slowly and undo his mask and take it off.
Why should you live?
He looks her dead in the eye and goes, "Because I'm a great fighter."
She leans back and laughs, and he says, "Oh, so we have a great fighter here."
Look her dead in the eye and go, "I just took on your Troglyph and lived."
She said, "Yeah, that was a little impressive, but you think you're such a great fighter."
Oh, I know.
So what does a great fighter have to offer the Marazzer?
He tells her about his conquests, his accolades, his medals.
And she says, no. You don't understand. What do you have to offer the Marazzer? I have many fighters.
And yet,
What do you have to offer me?
Myself.
Okay. So she steps over to so she steps over to one of the guards, and you see her talking for a little bit. She talks with it in very hushed tones, and it's not in common. It's not in a language you understand.
Yeah, he only knows 2 languages.
What?
He only knows 2 languages, Common and Goblin.
Yeah. So anyway, she goes, okay. Okay. She signals that, and most of the guards, all the guards except her and the one other commander of the guards, is leave. And she walks up and says, "We may have some use for you."
He's just gonna grin and put on his mask again.
And she said she reaches into like a small little pouch, and she said, "You seem to have a penchant for getting into trouble. We're going to take advantage of that." And she said, in the, let me pull this up. So let me see if I can. Not quite a second. Shit. Where is my phone? Sorry about that. So, here.
Psst, Eric.
So here's the. Let me screen share. And what you're in, you're currently here in what's called the Freebooter's Crotch. This is District 5. And she said, I want you to go down to the Whore's Twat. That's what this is called. This is District 9, or the Western Docks. And she said, just be yourself. I'm sure you'll get into some trouble down there. And when you do, she pulls out it's a fairly cheap ring, but it's got a crown, and let me see, what was it? It was a crown and dagger. There's like a crown with a dagger going through the crown. And she says, here, and she gives you the ring. He says, just flash when you get into trouble, as I know you will. And the commander of the Marazzer in that district interrogates you. Show him this ring. And then tell me what happens next after you show the ring. And hopefully you'll survive. And she laughs a bit. He says, throw him out. And so the guards come back in and throw you out.
Do I get back my axe?
Yes.
I just walked behind him.
Okay. So after that, do you head back to your hotel or tavern?
Yeah, I'm heading back to the hotel. I need to rest.
I want to look for a shop to see how much these pendants are worth.
Okay. So
He's gonna put on the ring if it fits any of his fingers.
Yeah, you can barely make it fit. You've got fairly large hands, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. But so let me see the independence.
Just so he doesn't lose it. And if it goes into his pouch, it might disappear. Along with the whole pouch.
Oh. Independence. The pendants had a cauldron and a tablet is what it looked like. And well, most of the places are closed by now, so you can't. It's night. They'll want to do so. You'll have to do that in the morning. So that's yeah, they're closed. It's nighttime, and unless you want to try and beat on the door of some place, and open up someplace like that. You get someplace to open in the middle of the night. What do you want to do?
I'll just wait until tomorrow and go back to the tavern.
Okay. So let's see. Never heard from. Just gonna see there. And all right, we'll try. Okay. So, I need to take a short bio break, and then we'll continue on in a few. Okay.
Good idea.
Okay.
Okay. That's a kid. So we'll take a short.
All right, I'm back. Who else is?
I'm back.
Cool.
Oh, my dogs. My dog is driving me nuts.
Yeah, my dogs are going at it too.
I just got one, but God, he's obnoxious.
Oh, I have 4 in the house right now. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm not that many. Only got 3.
Yeah.
2 boxers and a chihuahua.
Only 2 of them are mine. One of them is my sister's, and the other one is one of my mom's friends that we're watching.
See, mine always knows when I'm either on the phone or I'm like, I'm on like this and I'm doing something. So he goes in the other room and just starts, yap. He's barking at a wall, basically. Like,
My neighbor's dog just started barking, so my sister's dog just won't shut up.
Hey, guys, I'm just really not feeling very well. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I mean, it's yesterday. Last week was okay. It was just yesterday was so rough, and I'm really not feeling well. I'm gonna call this one early. I apologize.
It's all good, man.
Okay.
That's fine.
Hope you understand. It's
Yep,
just
we do.
I'm just not feeling very good right now. Okay, so I'm going to stop the
All right.
broadcast and we'll continue on next week.
Next week.
I will. No Indian food the day before.
All right.
Good call.
Okay.
I'll see you guys next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Yep, see you guys.